Day 593 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 3573, best time to buy and sell stock 5. The difficulty level is medium, but don't worry because you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, hype, subscribe, comment, and share. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go in and check out that link in the description so you can get you some. Now let's see what the question says. You are given an integer array prices where prices of I is the price of a stock in dollars on the ith day in an integer k. You are allowed to make at most k transactions where each transaction can either be one of the following. A normal transaction is where you buy on day I, then sell on a later day you buy on day I, then sell on a later day j, where I is less than j, you profit prices of j minus prices of I. Short selling transactions is when you sell on day I, then buy back on a later day j, where I is less than j, and you profit prices of I minus prices of j. Note that you must complete each transaction before starting another. Additionally, you cannot buy or sell on the same day you are selling or buy back as part of a previous transaction. Return the maximum total profit you can earn by making at most k transactions. All right, y'all, so that may seem a little bit confusing at first. So let's go ahead and take a look at these examples just to make sure that we are doing this problem correctly. So in example 1, we have our input prices equals an array of integers 1, 7, 9, 8, 2. K equals 2. Our output is 14. So each one of these prices represents a different price on a different day. So each price, this is price on day 0. This is price on day 1. This is price on day 2. This is price on day 3. And this is price on day 4. Boom. The output is 14, meaning that is the maximum total profit we can earn by making at most k transactions, which is in this case at most 2 transactions. The explanation says we can make a $14 of profit through 2 transactions. First, we're going to use the normal transaction right here, where it says we can buy stock on day 0 for $1, then sell it on day 2 for $9. So right here, we could buy a stock right here. We could sell it right here, right? That means we made $8 profit. Boom. Then it says a short selling transaction, which is this right here. Boom. So that means we can sell the stock on day 3 for $8 and buy back on day 4 for $2. So now we could sell the stock for $8, right? And then we buy it back on $2. So we made a total of $6 on this transaction, right? On the second transaction. So we made $8 on this transaction because 9 minus 1 is going to give us 8. Then we made $6 on this transaction because 8 minus 2 is going to give us 6. And 8 plus 6 is 14, and that's how we made $14, and that is the maximum we were able to make. Now, just in case that didn't make sense, let's take a look at example 2, where we have a little bit more days and more transactions that we can use. So in example 2, we have our input prices equals an array of integers 12, 16, 19, 19, 8, 1, 19, 13, and 9. This time k equals 3, meaning we can use up to 3 transactions. It says, and then the output is 36. The explanation says we can make $36 of profit through 3 transactions, right? So first we're going to use a normal transaction and buy the stock on day 0 for $12, then sell on day 2 for 19. So we're going to buy right here for 12 and sell right here for 19. 19 minus 12 is 7, so let's just put the 7 over here so we don't forget. Boom. So we made $7 so far. Then we're going to use a short selling transaction and sell the stock on day 3 for 19 and buy back on day 4 for 18. So we're going to sell stock right here for $19. Then we're going to buy that same stock back right here for $8. Or sorry, day 3 is right here. So we're going to buy right here for we're going to sell right here for $19, and then we'll buy back right here for $8. So we made a total of $11 right here. So let's just put this 11. Boom. Then, or we could say plus 11. Boom. Then we're going to come right here and use a normal transaction and buy the stock on day 5 for $1 and then sell it on day 6 for $19. So we're going to come right here and buy it for $1, and then we are going to sell it on day 6 right here for $19. And this is $18 profit right here. So we could just say plus 18. So 7 plus 11 is going to give us 18. Then 18 plus 18 is going to give us 36. And in total, we made $36. Boom. So that's how the question works. I hope that makes sense to y'all. And now that we understand the question, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. Solution is not that difficult at all. And we're going to be using some dynamic programming to solve this. So I hope you're excited about that. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to get the number of days. So we're going to say let n equal prices dot count. Boom. Then we're going to create our dynamic programming array. So we're going to say var dp. We're going to set that equal to a 3D array of integers. So we'll say it's going to be 3 square brackets and put the int inside. And then that is going to be, we're going to come outside of this. We're going to initialize it by opening up the parentheses. We're going to say repeating colon. That's going to be a 2D array of integers that's repeating. Come outside of that, those 2 brackets, open up some more parentheses. We'll say repeating, sorry y'all, we're going to say repeating again, colon. Then we're going to open up some square brackets and we're going to say 0, 0, dot min. Boom. Then we're going to come outside that square bracket. We're going to say comma count, colon, k plus 1. Then we're going to come outside of these parentheses. We're going to say comma count colon n plus 1, just like that. Boom. And now we need to iterate through the days and reverse. So we're going to say, or from the bottom up. So we're going to say for I n, open up the parentheses, 0 dot less than n. Come outside those parentheses and say dot reversed. Put the parentheses, then we're going to open up the brackets and we're going to iterate through the allowed transaction count. So we're going to say for t n 0 dot less than k. Boom. Then we're going to open up the brackets. Now, first, if we're not holding and we do nothing, so we're going to handle that by saying dp square bracket I, come outside that, say square bracket t, come outside of that, say square bracket 0. We are going to set that equal to max, open up the parentheses, and we can say dp square bracket I plus 1, come outside of that, square bracket t, come outside of that, square bracket 0, come outside of that, comma, come underneath that, we're going to say dp square bracket I plus, I plus 1, come outside of that, we're going to say square bracket t. This time we're going to come outside of this and we're going to say square bracket 1, come outside of that, put a comma, or excuse me, 1, and then we're going to say square bracket 1, we're going to say minus prices square bracket I. Then we're going to come say comma and come underneath that and we're going to say dp square bracket I plus 1, come outside of that, square bracket t, come outside of that, square bracket 2, come outside of that, and we're going to say plus prices square bracket I. Boom. Now we're going to come underneath that. We're going to create another dynamic programming, and we're going to say dp, or this is going to be state 1 or holding the stock, meaning either we're going to sell the day from state 0, which completes 1 transaction, or we're going to do nothing and keep holding. So we're going to say dp square bracket I, come outside of that, square bracket t, come outside of that, square bracket 1, and we're going to say equals max, open up the parentheses, and we'll say dp square bracket I plus 1, come outside of that, square bracket t, come outside of that, square bracket 1, comma, then we're going to come underneath that, say dp square bracket I plus 1, come outside of that, square bracket t plus 1, come outside of that, square bracket and say 0, come outside of that, and we're going to say plus prices square bracket I. Boom, not done yet. Now for we're gonna come underneath this, and we are gonna say DP square bracket I, come outside of that square bracket T, come outside of that square bracket 2, and we're gonna set that equal to max. Open up the parentheses, and we're gonna say DP square bracket I plus 1, come outside of that square bracket T, come outside of that square bracket 2. Then we're going to come outside of that, say comma, come underneath that, DP square bracket I plus 1, come outside of that, square bracket T plus 1, come outside of that, square bracket 0. Then we're going to come outside of that, say minus prices square bracket I. Boom. And now we're going to start at day 0 with 0 transactions completed and not holding any stock. So we could just come right here and we're going to say return DP square bracket 0, come outside of that square bracket 0, come outside of that square bracket 0. Boom, y'all. That should be all she wrote. So let's give it a run. Make sure it runs properly before we submit it. Let's see, it's taking a little while, so something's probably off. I don't know where. Okay, here we go. Expected separator. So let's see where we went wrong. Oh, equal white space, y'all. Equal white space. Now let's give it a run. See if that did the trick. It's accepted, so let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. Look at that, y'all. 352 milliseconds. Beats dash percent of users. Not too sure what that dash means, but hey, it's okay. And with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all learned something today. And I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.